A very good evening. The Duke of York has answered questions for the first time about his relationship with the financier Jeffrey Epstein. Prince Andrew has been accused of having links to the billionaire who killed himself in prison while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. In an exclusive interview with the BBC's Newsnight's Emily Maitlis, Prince Andrew was asked about his relationship with one of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, who said she was forced to have sex with the Duke 3 times. Buckingham Palace has denied all the allegations against him. Our royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell reports.
He is continuing with royal duties. Last Sunday he was at the cenotaph laying a wreath with his nephews. And yet for month after month he's been the focus of troubling questions. Prince Andrew, the Queen's second son, one moment seen waving from the doorway of the New York home of a convicted child sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, and photographed strolling through Central Park with him. The headlines have been lurid, relentless and deeply damaging. Most serious of all is the allegation that Andrew himself had sex with a girl called Virginia Roberts when she was 17 years old. 18 years on, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, as she is now, insists she's telling the truth.
He knows exactly what he's done, and I hope he comes clean about it. Thank you.
Buckingham Palace has consistently denied any impropriety by Prince Andrew. Now he's decided to speak for himself. To BBC Newsnight's Emily Maitlis.
One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2001. She says she dined with you, danced with you at Tramp nightclub in London. She went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell, your friend. Your response?
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No.
It was in 2001, according to Virginia Roberts, that she had sex with Andrew on 3 occasions, including one orgy. The palace has denied that. In 2008, Epstein was convicted of procuring for prostitution a girl under the age of 18. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison. It was in 2010, after Epstein had been released from prison, that Andrew visited him in New York and stayed at his mansion. How does he explain that?
The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted,
You stayed with him?
I stayed with him, and that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming of a member of the royal family. And we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down. Simple as that.
But nothing about this story is simple. Jeffrey Epstein can't answer questions. He took his own life in August. As for Andrew, the US authorities would undoubtedly very much like to hear his account of everything he witnessed. So why, it may be wondered, has Andrew done this interview? It's clearly a gamble, particularly for somebody who doesn't enjoy particularly high levels of public sympathy. But he wants to get his version of events out there. He hopes that it will restore his reputation. On Virginia Roberts' allegation, he said that I have no recollection of meeting this lady. Not the categoric denial that one might have expected, but in fairness, it must be said that his officials have repeatedly issued such denials on his behalf. He accepted that he stayed with a convicted child sex offender in New York. There's really no plausible mitigation for that. I let the side down, he said. Now, there may well be some people over there in Buckingham Palace who may feel that it would be right for him to take a bit of a back seat for a while. He does, though, have one avowed supporter tonight, his former wife, Sarah Ferguson, who has tweeted, "Andrew is a true and real gentleman."
Nicholas Witchell, thank you. And you can see the full interview in a BBC Newsnight special, Prince Andrew and the Epstein Scandal. That's on BBC Two tomorrow night at 9.